Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome again to another video. As you can tell by the title, this one is going to be our top 5 tips for beginners when wholesaling real estate. Now, I'm sure a lot of you got here by now, probably not by accident, right? You've probably dabbled enough into the YouTube university, so to speak, in real estate, financial freedom, what have you, that led you to this specific video. And again, thank you for taking the time to click on this and watch this for what it is. This is going to be very dry, cut to the point. I'm not going to be all glitz and glamour. There's not going to be any, fancy, mumbo jumbo or anything like that. I'm just going to get right to the point, okay, guys? So listen, my 5 top tips for real estate, wholesaling houses, beginner specifically, is number 1, primarily, is you got a time block. And this goes for everything, right? This isn't just for real estate. If you haven't already begun to do this in your personal life before, going down the avenue of real estate, be sure that you start utilizing time blocking, where you're actually writing down, even in your phone, in your calendar app, note down what times you got to do certain things. If you work a W-2 job, make sure you're putting that in your calendar, and then you can kind of see throughout the day, throughout the week, the month ahead, where you've got free time available to do your real estate business on the side. Like I said, if you have a W-2 or not, you get that visual, so you can see what time you've got to work with as far as marketing and working on your business, right? So that would be the first thing. Namely, if you work a W-2, make sure you're time blocking if you haven't started that already. Pretty much that's just writing down or putting it into a calendar, the time from your W-2, where it starts to where it ends. And then also, depending on your personal life, and if you've got kids or if you've got other responsibilities and things of that nature, maybe you've got odd hours that you work. Maybe you work very varying shifts, so your days off and things like that are different every week, like mine, what have you. Make sure you're writing that and at least getting it into a calendar and time blocking, and make sure you're respecting the time blocks, right? So when you work like a 9 to 5, you respect that time block right there from 9 to 5 at your job. So when you put in, that on your day off, that you're gonna, work on your business from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., make sure you actually stick to that and don't get distracted, with anything else. Make sure you respect the time block that you set for yourself, and make sure you get others on board with you, to just respect the time block for what it is. And again, you can even put in things as far as your personal relationships, time block out dates. You can time block out time with your kids, pretty much everything. And the reason that's so effective and useful is because, honestly, if you don't time block out the things that are important to you, likelihood of them getting accomplished is very, very slim, right? Or things are going to get overlooked, or just simply not get any attention. So, number 1, time blocking. Second tip is going to be, when it comes to mentorship or accountability, you do not need that in the beginning, right? You honestly don't need it in the beginning. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars on a mentor, on a course, all that stuff, right? If you have the money and the funds and you so feel like it, sure, you can. There's nothing wrong with it, of course, but do you need to? No, absolutely not. You do not need to. So with that being said, when it comes to mentorship or accountability, if you're looking for that, or you feel that you need that in the beginning, I would recommend, same way you found this video, just keep doing this, keep staying on YouTube, look at some of the top guys in the business, right? Carlos Reyes, the all-in entrepreneur guys, Maxwell, Brian Iregbu, right? All of these guys, look them up on YouTube. Wholesaling houses, Jerry Norton, Look up Wholesaling Inc, Brent Daniels, TTP. Look up all those guys, right? Watch their videos and kind of start learning the processes and the steps to take, the action steps, and things like that. And, sure enough, you can land some deals that way and get your feet off the ground without having to have spent hundreds or thousands of dollars on a mentorship or accountability coach. So just keep using the YouTube University that you've already found this specific video on. Reach out, find the Facebook groups on wholesaling houses. Just type that in the search in Facebook and join the groups and start being proactive in there and asking questions that you got. Also, the other thing you can do is, go to meetings in your local market that are real estate investor meetings or meetups. If there isn't one, you can create one. And go to the meetup. I think it's the meetup app. You can download that, look in there and see if one already exists in your market, or just create one yourself if it doesn't exist. Those would be my second tip is for mentorship accountability. You don't need to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars. All you need to do is keep doing what you're doing right now. YouTube University, educate yourself that way, and then take action from the things that you learn. Don't just get stuck in watching videos over and over, okay? Make sure you actually do something, right? When you learn something, take a step and apply it, okay? So the third thing that we're going to cover when it comes to wholesaling houses as a beginner is apps like Zillow, Redfin, iComps, your local tax assessor websites. All of those things are your best friends, okay? Reason being, you don't need to spend, all the money in the world on subscriptions that are going to tell you what a property's worth, or, who owns it, or the details of the property and things like that. You can use apps like Zillow, Redfin, iComps to look up all that info, to get comp information, to figure out, what the property is worth that, you're interested in wholesaling, so that way you can actually calculate an offer on them. You don't need any expensive subscriptions that, are $100 a month or more. You really don't need them. So the free apps are more than doable, and you can actually just search everything up on that. You can see satellite views of neighborhoods. You can look at sold comps. You can look at listings. It's pretty much an all-in-one shop. Of course, some of the more detailed stuff is in the more subscription-based services, but in the beginning, as a new investor wholesaling houses, it's not really necessary. And there's tons of videos, like I mentioned in tip number 2, that you can find on YouTube doing your YouTube University education. Maxwell, Iregbu, especially Brent Daniels with TTP and Wholesaling Inc. Look them up, and they can actually get you down the right path as far as how to utilize those services and figuring out property values and ARVs and all of those things, right? Then the next thing, the fourth thing, is how do you get these deals, right? Where do they come from? What's the most cheapest but high value route to go in the beginning? I would not recommend buying a list at the beginning from ListSource or any kind of other list provider. You can, of course, if you have the funds and you feel that is the avenue you want to go, but my recommendation would be solely to drive for dollars, where you drive around, get in a car, get on your bike, get on a skateboard, rollerblades, just walk, it doesn't matter, in your local neighborhoods, right, in your zip code that you live in, or surrounding ones, and in the residential areas, and start looking for these distressed properties that have signs of wear and tear, that have overgrown weeds, mailboxes full of clutter. You've got, paint peeling. You've got windows that might look kind of broken or boarded up even. Those bright yellow, orange, red, even green stickers posted on the windows and the doors, code violations like that. Anything like that, deferred maintenance, just stuff's falling apart, old vehicles outside, like looked abandoned, that haven't moved in years, porch light that's on in the middle of the day, all those kind of things. You look for those in your local neighborhoods, write down on a notepad with a pen, pencil, what the address is, and you can look up the owner information and even potential phone numbers for them on whitepages.com. It's free, not 100% the best accuracy, but it is free, and it's a good way to start out. And simply just cold call them. Just simply get the address, look them up on the white pages, find the phone numbers for them, and start dialing each one down the line, okay? And hopefully you'll get in touch with the owner themselves, or maybe a family member even, that can point you in the right direction, or maybe give you a little bit more information on what's going on with the property, right? And then you can take that from there and get the ball rolling, see if they're interested in a cash sale, in a cash offer, and if they're even interested in selling altogether, right? So driving for dollars, you can do it for free, like I said. Just get a notepad, pen, pencil, write it down, go around your neighborhood, couple zip codes by you, and find the houses that have all that deferred maintenance, all those other things to note, and keep track of those and reach out to those ones first. You don't have to buy a list, of all these other descriptors and, identifiers of absentee owners and equity and all this other stuff. You don't have to worry about that. I would solely focus on driving for dollars in the beginning. Then the very last thing, when it comes to that, right, because you're going to be cold calling them, that's the most effective, proactive way to reach out to homeowners, is please do not use your own cell phone number when you're calling these people and reaching out on behalf of your business. Get a Google Voice number if that still exists, or you can even use a paid service called Vumber. That's VUMBER, Vumber.com. They have phone numbers that you can purchase for a few bucks a month. I think it's like $10 a month, and you get 2 phone numbers, and you get some tracking details, right? And voicemail set up, all that cool stuff. And you get some text with it, some minutes. But the thing is, you're getting the numbers specifically so you can call from that number, and if anybody calls you back, they'll see you can outbound call or have them call you back to that business number, right? Whether it's Google Voice or it's your, Vumber, or even CallRails, another one that's a little more expensive, and about $30 a month. You can do any one of those. That way, your own personal phone line isn't jeopardized, and you know where those calls are coming from, and you know that it's specific to your business, and it's not just a random number or, something personal related, I guess. So when it comes in, it's definitely a business call, maybe a motivated seller. Use that and have that number for your business forwarded to your personal cell phone. That way, anybody that calls it, you'll get a ring on your cell phone, and you'll automatically know what it is for, and more than likely who's calling from that number. So again, thanks for watching the video. Don't want to make it too long. Again, like I said, this is specifically only for wholesaling houses. My top 5 tips for beginners. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of these videos, and then let me know down below if you've got any tips. If you've wholesaled a house before, give me some more suggestions in the comment box. Let me know what other videos I should make. If you like these top 10s, top 5s, anything like that. I'm currently wholesaling properties in Tucson, Arizona. If you want a JV, or even need some help running numbers, definitely reach out to me. Send a comment, DM me, what have you, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, relatively quickly, and we'll go from there and see what we can do. If we can work together, that would be fantastic. But I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, you take care.